Okay, guys, I know that most of us always intend to start up business, but there are key factors that we need to consider before starting up a business. And the first thing that you have to put in consideration is coming up with a business idea. And when I say business idea, it has to be a super duper business idea, something that is unique. So put more efforts in coming up with a super duper business idea. Then the next thing, or the next factor that you can also put into consideration is knowledge and expertise. When I say knowledge and expertise, you don't get knowledge and expertise on what you don't have an idea about. So remember, you started with a business idea, you've come up with a brilliant and a super idea. So the next thing you are getting is knowledge, or just say expertise. And this you can only gain through research and also planning. Once you do research and also proper planning, then believe me, you'll get the required knowledge in the business you intend to venture into. That is very much important. And having a business plan can actually be very much important. Let me say it's advantageous, because at this stage where you have a business idea, you need to have a business plan, because it will tell you whether the business that you have in place in the market, that the business has a place in market or not. So you have to consider the business plan at this particular place. And if the idea is worth it, also profitable enough to go on, you'll also get to know through research and proper planning, so that you can go ahead with it. Then remember that doing research doesn't stop just after starting up a business. You'll need to do research henceforth. Then next, you can also consider the market demand as the third factor. Once you're sure of starting up your business, ensure that you have you've checked through the market demand of the product you intend to sell to the market, or the services you intend to provide to the consumers. So that is the next step. Explore the market for your product or your service. Answer the questions. Those who are your customers, check if you are selling your product or services locally. You may also assess the demand for it. Just do assessment so that you know the market demand. Do some survey, the current size of the market, if it is growth potential, whether it is likely to grow in size or in contract. You should also consider that. The market share, the buying habits of people around, the different segments of the market, kind of margins that you check the kind of margins that you expect from the market. So the market demand is also very much important as someone who intends to start up a business. Market or demand, check market demand. You can check through the social media, which has also made it possible for us to reach out to the target audience just anywhere in the world without having to put up too much of effort. So use social media, quite important. Then check about startup cost. When I say startup cost, it just involves estimating your startup cost. That is very much important. It is one of the most important things while considering starting up a new business. So assess the total cost that is required to set up and run your business successfully. If you're thinking of starting a manufacturing plant, whatever, anything you have in idea, some can be high, but some can be low. So it will depend with the kind of business you are intending to start up. Assess the total startup cost. And it's not in all cases that you can expect credit to be given by the suppliers, especially if you are a new name in the market. So you have to have an idea about that. Don't go starting up a business with high expectation or whatever. The next thing you need to consider is also about capital and finance. And when I say capital and finance, you can't run a business without money. So depending on the type of business you are into, remember the initial cost that you'll have to pay, and also you'll just know the kind of capital that you need to start up your business. Whatever steps you take at this particular moment to finance that your particular business, you will have to make sure that you have the required funds to take you through to the startup phase as you intend to progress. So consider that it's very much important. Remember, funds can always be borrowed. You can borrow from friends. When I'm saying starting up a new business, I don't intend that you're going to start up a company or what. You can start up selling water. You can start up doing mandazis whatsoever. So you can borrow from friends. You can do whatever you want, but always consider your startup cost that will help you to run your business. That is very much important in helping you to shape your destiny, the destiny of your business. When you borrow, you know that you intend to return, and you also know the profits that you intend to make. Okay, another important thing, that is the fifth factor that you need to consider, is competition. So unless you know who your competitors are and what they are doing, you'll not be able to survive in the market for long. That's so obvious. So you have to consider your competition while going into a business. Know your competitors, know their potentials. If your product is a monopoly, competition will not matter. That is if you are in monopoly. Else, you'll have to come up with an excellent strategy to fill in the demand and supply gap. That is very much important to take note. So just to analyze competition, it just basically entails getting to know your competitors, figuring out how they have positioned themselves in the market, identifying their prices and also their market strategies, and evaluating their strength and also weakness. Once you have all that information, then you are good to go. Convey just your unique selling point to your target audience. If you can do that well, you'll survive no matter how tough the competition is. Know your competitors. Then last but not least, consider location of your business. Ensure that you have a good location. If it is just like a retail business, look for a well-populated area that is easily accessible. If it is a company or a manufacturing unit, just choose a location that will help you to save money on electricity, water, taxes, transportation, and whatsoever. Look for where manpower is easily available, and also raw materials can be sourced easily. So put consideration of the location. Offices you can set up. If it is just rebandas, you can also just go and acquire. So ensure location fits well within your budget and also offers scope for expansion. Consider if you want to have staff for your business or not. If you're doing it just in person, like selling mandazis, you don't have to. While starting, maybe you can consider employing others, but you can also consider doing it yourself. So you can be hiring as time goes, as you expand, but always consider about hiring the right staff, because you need to give them some training if possible. If you think they need some particular training, then you also need to think about paying them their salary so that they don't boycott work when you need them most. And lastly, consider technology. That is one thing that can never be compromised when it comes to starting up business today. So assess the requirements of your business. Make sure the technology you choose helps in making things run smoothly. Consider leasing technology equipments if you want to. Have a backup plan. Invest in training. And just have a can-do attitude. I hope you proceed and start up a business. Thanks.